couple of things that we need to address. I'll give you the point spreads according to DraftKings. You can bet on a buzzer beater in the Sweet 16. Any game-winning buzzer beater in the Sweet 16, DraftKings, yes, plus 1,000. And we had it last night with Gonzaga and UCLA, and it sounded like this.
Strother will get it in. Salas picks it up. Clock starts. 11 seconds. Salas across the timeline. Pitch it back. Strother. Deep three from the top of the key. Got it! Oh, he hit it! Strother from the top. 7 seconds left. Campbell on the run. Into the front court. Drives the right side. Stripped away. Strother's got it. Fouled with 1.1 to go.
That's how it sounded last night on Westwood 1. San Diego State is getting 7.5 against Alabama. Miami, 7.5 against Houston. Princeton getting 10 versus Creighton. And Xavier getting 4.5 versus Texas. So a little bit wider margins with the point spreads for these games. And I liken March Madness the last couple of years, certainly as you get to this point in the tournament. It's like a blind date. When you tune into the game, you're not quite sure what you're going to get. You may not know the players, and you may not even know the storylines. And the blind date can be great or it can be bad. You know, Arkansas getting blown out, that wasn't a good blind date last night. But Gonzaga and UCLA, that was a great blind date. Even Florida Atlantic against Tennessee. You had a couple of great blind dates last night. And K-State is fun to watch. Now, they have all the elements of Cinderella, but they're a 3-seed. Hard to call a 3-seed a Cinderella, but they do feel like that. Like you got the 5'8" point guard, Marquise Noel. He's from New York. So from Manhattan and plays in Manhattan, Kansas. And here he has an Isaiah Thomas moment where he rolls his ankle and you're wondering, oh my God, is this guy going to be able to play? Second half. Isaiah Thomas is there. In fact, he's asked this question about Isaiah Thomas after the game.
A couple of people said before the alley-oop to Keontae, you looked at the crowd and said, watch this. Can you confirm or deny that?
Dang, I got to watch what I say. I mean,
so
I'll be in the zone.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking to Isaiah Thomas because I think he had a friend over there, and he was rooting for them, and I'm like, y'all not going to win today. And I just kept looking at him for some, added motivation. But, it was nothing but cool vibes with them over there.
The Wildcats are led by Keontae Johnson and Marquise Noel. Johnson came to Kansas State after 4 seasons at Florida. In his junior year, he collapsed on the floor, and he was sidelined for 2 years. He could have taken out a $5 million life insurance policy with the NCAA if he never played again. He turned down the offer and went to Kansas State. And Noel was unbelievable. He had 20 points, 19 assists. He had 27 against Kentucky. That's a new record for assists in a game. He's 5'8", but, man, he's got a lot of fire to him. He's fun, and he's not afraid. I remember when John Calipari, after Kentucky lost, he talked about the little guy, I think, and he later apologized for that because Kentucky needed some players like Marquise Noel. And there's a lot of teams, you don't know the players because, the way college basketball is right now. The great players are there for 1 year, so you only get to know them for about 4 months. And, Drew Timme has been there, it feels like 7 years. He is a true senior, which is really rare. But I think when you see the mustache and the headband, it's out of, a Will Ferrell movie. Like, oh, yeah, that guy, he'll be the goofy guy on the floor. And then you watch him play, and he has incredible footwork. And I liken it to Kevin McHale. If you're old enough to remember Kevin McHale, he didn't jump, but he had long arms, and he had great footwork. He's one of the best post-position players in the history of the game. He had this ability to get you off balance, and then he was able to score. And Timme can, he can shoot better than Kevin could. He can take you out to three-point range. So it's fun. But I feel like every single game I'm watching, it feels like this is a blind date. Not quite sure, but for the most part, usually ends with a bang.
Whoa. Early. Kids in their car.
Yeah.
And have you guys ever been on a true blind date?
Yes.
Like where you never met the person until you walked into the restaurant?
I went on a blind date where the woman was blind.
Oh.
And she was great. We became friends throughout college. She was legally blind.
Did you tell her you were 6'7" and looked like Robert Redford?
I said, I'm a really good-looking guy.
Now, I get to make the jokes here. I'm allowed to. You
have one good eye, so you can do that.
Half the joke.
Yes. But she was a wonderful woman. So I went on a blind date.
She arrived at the restaurant alone? How'd that work?
Well, she went with her girlfriend. And then, so it was a double date. No. It was.
Players going to play.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, it was a double date, and so her name was Amy. She was a very nice woman.
Her name wasn't Sienna?
Oh, wow.
I can make that joke.
Okay, all right.
Rarely do I get this opening.
I don't like the optics of this, Paul.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Actually, took me a second. Embarrassed.
Oh, look who's wearing their Husky T-shirt. Yeah, Marv. Okay. And Todd's wearing his Husky jeans.
Oh, okay. There we go.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
That's just a callback from yesterday.
Yeah. 10 minutes in. Here we go.
To see how many groups we can insult in one thing. We're making fun of blind people. We're making fun of.
I'm not making fun of. I said I had a blind date.
I was.
You're fat shaming now.
No. Fritzy's mom called him Husky, not me.
And that's what they called the jeans back then.
Yes.
At least at the place that I went to. I don't know why we went there.
You got Husky jeans.
Try on these Huskies.
Hey, Seton, stop making fun of Todd.
Hey, I tried the slim ones. I couldn't get it past my kneecap, so that wasn't happening. I got to know where my bread's buttered.
Hey,
it's the Husky section.
Hey, Husky. Yeah, Marv feeling pretty good about, boy, UConn to me has played better than anybody in the tournament. I thought it might be competitive. It felt like Arkansas turned into Kentucky, where you go, they got a lot of talent, but that looks like they're in disarray. And they had close early, and then all of a sudden, Connecticut looked dominating. Yeah, Marv.
The first 4 minutes, boy, my palms were sweating.
Yeah.
Then about 5 minutes in, this is a wrap.
Just a little sweaty.
Yeah, there's not a lot of sweat. I mean, your palms.
Oh, no.
Now you're disrespecting the small hands community also?
The small-handed?
Yeah.
Anti-smallest?
Yeah. Is there a small hand community? Wouldn't it be great? You belong to a club, Mensa. Well, what do you belong to? Small Hands Club.
Little hands across America.
Just takes more.
Yes.
A lot. We need more members.
Yeah, you just need a lot more people.
Florida Atlantic, they said we're not a Cinderella, but fifth team seeded ninth or lower to reach the Elite Eight in the last three tournaments. So you had St. Peter's. They were a 15. Miami was a 10 last year. Oregon State 12. UCLA 11 in 2021. At least one team seeded ninth or lower has reached the Elite Eight in 6 of the last 7 tournaments.
Ow! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! This is the stat of the day!
And in case you're not sure, Florida Atlantic, not on the Atlantic, but Boca Raton, close to that. What was Coastal Carolina? Wasn't on the coast.
They're like 6 miles away from the water.
Yeah.
Adjacent to the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's kind of like a neighborhood, call it second base. You know, you're kind of in the area, Coastal Carolina. They're probably dancing in the streets of Boca Raton this morning. Yes,
They're actually doing the Hora, since it's in Boca. A lot of the Jewish people are living there, so they're kind of dancing around the team in a circle.
Thank you, Todd.
You're welcome.